Hello and welcome back to Premier League Predictions, the show which does what it says on the tin. We're here to predict Game Week 35 of the 2022-23 Premier League season. We're almost at the end now. Very exciting times, aren't they, Harry?
Yeah, I mean, not long to go. It looks like City should have the title wrapped up, but we don't know yet.
Never know. There's still curveballs to be thrown in this Premier League season, and I think we're going to throw some curveballs with these predictions today. Shall we get started? No 12:30 kickoff, unfortunately, this week due to West Ham's game being moved due to their participation in the Conference League. So we start at the 3 o'clocks, where Bournemouth play host to Chelsea. Two sides, well, actually, Bournemouth are level on points with Chelsea now. Two sides having very contrasting seasons. What are you expecting from this game?
I mean, Bournemouth have actually looked pretty decent in their last few games.
Yeah.
Not been too bad, picked out a few points here and there. Chelsea, 6 losses in a row. Were absolutely torn apart by Arsenal.
Yeah, to anyone that watched that on stream, watched me basically fall apart. Yeah, that was painful.
I want to say, I'll go 1-1.
Nice, solid point away. Love that.
Dom Solanke for Bournemouth.
Yeah.
And then
FPL points at least.
I'll go Madueke again for Chelsea because he's the only good
It's
player.
our only hope. I'm going to be a little bit biased. Just a little. I'm going to go Bournemouth 0, Chelsea 2.
How?
Because I think Chelsea defensively aren't shocking as long as we don't play as Piliqueta. We were terrible against Arsenal.
Who's he going to play?
That. Chalobah, right back. He'll actually be able to contain a footballer. But yeah, and then Arsenal were just really good going forwards. Bournemouth will miss chances. It will be easier for Kepa to actually save things. More likely than Arsenal did. Arsenal were very clinical. And then Chelsea, I think attack's been the biggest issue for Chelsea. But I think if we start Mudryk and Madueke on the wings with either Datra Fofana or Havertz, anyone other than Aubameyang through the middle, then I think we could do all right. So I'll go a Madueke goal. I think he's the only bloke capable of scoring at the moment. But then I'll also back Enzo Fernandez. I think he's clearly a very talented player. I think he'll pick up the edge of the box. Put top corner, first goal for Chelsea. Big win away at Bournemouth to secure a place in next year's Premier League. Up next then, title favourites now, Manchester City welcome Leeds, who are tipped for relegation. It'll be Big Sam Allardyce's first game in charge. It's going to be a very, very difficult one. Trial by fire, really, isn't it?
But we know Sam Allardyce. He keeps sides in the Premier League and he doesn't get battered.
If anyone's going to take points away from City at home, could it be Leeds? Could Big Sam put together a wonderful defensive performance and get a draw or something like that to keep Arsenal's title hopes alive?
Go Manchester City 2, Leeds 1.
Oh, Man City Premier League title
I
champions
think it's
confirmed.
gonna be a Haaland opener for City.
Against, obviously, his boyhood club.
Yeah, a Sinistera equaliser for Leeds. And then it's gonna be, who's it gonna be? John Stones in the 93rd minute.
Like Vincent Kompany.
Yeah. Where do you want your statue, John Stones? Slaps it
Doesn't have the same ring to it, does it?
Slaps it top corner. Leeds' hearts are broken, and City keep 1 foot ahead of Liverpool.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm going to go Manchester City 1, Leeds 1. I was not convinced by Man City against Fulham. I don't think they played particularly well. And I think Pep was aware of the challenges that Fulham would pose. Yeah, they still got the result over the line, but that took a bit of brilliance from Alvarez and a bit of fortune getting a penalty very early on. I think here, as long as Leeds put away their chance, because they're going to get one, and it's going to fall to Bamford, if he puts it in the back of the net, scenes, and there's a chance. If not, City are going to rump it. But I will go, 1-0, goal for Bamford. And Manchester City, well, it's pretty inevitable. Don't think I even need to say his name, but the big Norwegian bloke, Erling Haaland's going to score again. No real shocks there. Up next then, Tottenham struggling at the moment under Ryan Mason, and they welcome Crystal Palace to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Tottenham cruelly denied victory despite coming back from 3 goals down as Diego Jota slotted it past Fraser Forster and then just sort of sat on the ground.
Playing for a goal.
Yeah, I know, but it's harsh on the rest of the players that did actually do something.
Well,
Crystal Palace, by contrast, they've actually been sensational recently. A big 4-3 win over West Ham last time out. What are you expecting from this game?
Tottenham at home, and to be fair, they haven't looked too bad recently. Yes, Palace have looked too bad. They can see 3 goals in 15 minutes. Last 2 results haven't been too bad. And Palace, look decent. I think Tottenham will scrape through with a 2-1 win.
Fair enough. Goal scorers?
Kane and Son, and Palace will be Eze.
Fair enough. There's one thing we learned from Game Week 34. It's that Crystal Palace and Tottenham can't defend. They're both quite good going forward. And I think that will be very evident in this game. I'm going to go Tottenham 3, Crystal Palace 3. I think it will be, once again, a big comeback from Tottenham. Palace, they're going to score 3 in the first 15 minutes. It's going to be Eze, Elise, Ayew.
They can't do it every single
Big
game.
start for Palace. Tottenham, they'll have to pick themselves up. Ryan Mason calls them all useless.
Brings on Richarlison.
Richarlison. So what? It's going to be a goal for Kane, a goal for Son, goal to win it, to get the equaliser. Richarlison's already on a yellow card. He scores, rips his shirt off, disallowed.
Lovely.
He gets sent off, off he goes.
He can't get sent off if it's disallowed.
Nah, he is. Anyway. Well, he rips his shirt off, doesn't matter.
No, it gets rescinded.
You can just rip your shirt off if it's disallowed.
Well, yeah, you can take your shirt off during a game, can't you? You don't get booked for it.
I don't think you can you?
No, if the goal doesn't stack, because it counts as...
right.
Obviously, you wouldn't sprint into the away end and take your shirt off.
All right, well, what he does is when the goal gets disallowed, he runs up to the ref, Lee Mason, and...
Can't be Lee Mason.
It's just a gamble. And he's going to smack him in the face. I don't know. He's going to get sent off. And then Tottenham will win it through... Pedro Porro is going to be a screamer, and that's going to be a big goal for Tottenham. Big 3-3 game there. Up next, Wolves versus Aston Villa. A little bit of a scrap in the Midlands. It's a game that no one apart from Wolves fans and Villa fans really care about. But two sides with very contrasting seasons. Wolves need points to put themselves, in contention of getting top half and take themselves further away from the relegation scrap. Aston Villa need points to get European football.
Just on that Tottenham game, the referee's down in England, but the assistant referee is Konstantin Hatzidakis.
Oh, that's who he'll wig.
He's our fight.
Revenge for Robertson. Yeah. But and then Wolves Villa then. As a Villa fan, what are your thoughts?
Obviously, Villa looked really good, but were tripped up a bit by Man United. That was supposed to be a tough game, though. Wolves don't look convincing, but Villa never beat Wolves. I look back to see, I can't remember if it was this year or last year, we were 3-1 up against Wolves, and we drew 3-3 because we can see 2 goals in injury time. Villa don't beat
again,
Wolves.
as I say, no one cares about Wolves Villa apart from Villa fans. They had no idea any of that happened.
I'm going to go 2-2.
Ooh.
I think
Villa not getting European football. Potentially.
2-1 Villa.
Oh, that's a joke. Bias.
I'm going 2-2. I think, especially the United loss, I'll go, because Villa fans really, but quite a few very reactionary to that United loss. Really strange. But I think a draw to Wolves here will really be annoying. I'll go Diego Costa and Daniel Podence with the goals. And then for Aston Villa, it will be Ollie Watkins. He needs to get back within the goals. And who's going to score the second? I said that last week. Alex Moreno.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think people are going to be confused to who is the Villa fan when they hear my prediction, because, Wolves were terrible. Brighton put 6 past them. Aston Villa, I think, will be desperate. Aston Villa will be desperate to bounce back from their draw with lost to Manchester United. So I'm going to go Wolves 0, Aston Villa 5. I just think Wolves are really bad at football.
Wolves off 6-0 to Brighton.
Yeah, Jose Sarr was tragic in that game. If he starts again,
it's so Villa to draw to Wolves.
It is, but I'm going 5-0. I'll go Ollie Watkins brace, a Jacob Ramsey goal, a John McGinn goal, and then off the bench, John Duran, first goal for the club.
John Duran.
Yeah, I don't really know who that bloke is, but you've banged on about him on stream the other day.
Player.
So, yeah, I'll go him to score Aston Villa 5 away at Wolves. Up next then, the final game on the Saturday, the 5:30 kickoff, Liverpool versus Brentford. A game which I think has the potential to be very exciting. What are your thoughts? Based on your tone, you're already totally.
Yeah, I don't really know. I think it'll just be a bog standard Liverpool win. I don't see Brentford really getting much from it.
Fair enough.
I think Liverpool just have enough. I will go Liverpool 2, Brentford 0.
Yeah.
Mo Salah at the double.
That is definitely motivated by Fantasy Premier League. Up next, I'm going to go... Oh, no, sorry, not. I'm next to do a prediction first. Liverpool, I think they look quite decent recently. I mean, the fact they've managed to pull it back against Tottenham after they conceded 3 goals, I mean, that's pretty decent.
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
And also the man they tore them apart in the early part of the game. So I think we'll see a similar sort of demolition job here. I'm going to go Liverpool 3, Brentford 0. But I'm convinced by Brentford recently. I still think there's a Tony goal every other week. I think he scored last time out. Therefore, he's going to blank here away at Anfield. I'll go, Liverpool goal scorers, Salah, Jota, Diaz. All front three. Big goals. Liverpool 3, Brentford 0. Up next then, on to the Sunday in the first game, Newcastle versus Arsenal, the 4:30 kickoff. We're going to be live for it, so no prediction here today, but please do make sure to join us on Sunday for Newcastle and Arsenal. It's going to be an exciting game as the Champions League race hots up. Though to be fair, Newcastle will probably confirm that now, and Arsenal, they're going to be desperate for wins to try and fight Manchester City. Up next then, rearranged from 12:30 due to West Ham's Conference League game. It's West Ham versus Man United, a 7 o'clock kickoff on a Sunday. I also think that was probably rearranged because coronation and stuff's going on, so it makes sense. So BT, hoping you'll watch it at 7 o'clock. It's a weird time for a kickoff, but I don't mind it. Late night on a Sunday. Do you think the weird kickoff time could provide a weird result?
No, I think it should be I think it'll be standard for Man United. They look decent against Villa, and West Ham don't really look like a great football club at the moment. I will go. I don't know 1-0 though, because we are at the Olympic Park. I will go a goal.
Olympic Park.
Olympics.
Is that the other bit of the Olympics?
The Olympic. Stadium thing. I'll go a goal from Scott McTominay.
Oh, hasn't played much recently, but I do think he's
off the bench.
He's a good player, Scott McTominay, when he's in a more advanced role. Fair enough. I am a bit torn here because I think West Ham are going to come into this game with a lot to lose. Nothing to lose, sorry, but a lot to win. If they can win here, I think they've probably lost to City in the week. That doesn't seem too bold an assumption to make. I think, though, if they win here, they'll keep themselves in the Premier League for another year, and I think they'll push as hard as they can. I think they will come close. I think they're going to get a draw. West Ham 2, United 2. Still a very exciting game, though. I will go Said Benrahma to put the Hammers ahead. West Ham peg them back through Wout Weghorst. Then Jared Bowen scores what he thinks is a winner for West Ham. He then scores again, disallowed. Another disallowed Jared Bowen goal. And then Marcus Rashford running through on goal, slots it past Fabianski. Knee slides in the corner. West Ham fans very upset they don't get a win. On to the Monday then. We've got some Monday games because it's a bank holiday here in the UK. So 3 Monday kickoffs featuring a 3 o'clock. And I'll start with that one, of course. Fulham versus Leicester. At the start of the season, if you told me that one of these sides is fighting for European football and the other one's fighting relegation, I'd have told you it's Fulham fighting relegation and Leicester fighting for Europe. However, very different seasons. Fulham, very much up there. I think they're just outside the European places now. I don't think they're going to get European spots, especially with Mitrovic out. But they're still in a good position. Leicester, very much the opposite. It's still firmly in the relegation zone. A draw with Everton did nothing to help the matters. So I do think they're in a bit of spot bother. Is Fulham the perfect place to go and take points right now?
I don't really know. Both sides have not been convincing recently.
Yeah.
So I don't see anything separating them. I haven't gone for it this game week. I'm going to go Fulham 0, Leicester 0.
I think that benefits both sides quite well. Fulham keep the points ticking over. Solid little 10th place finish around that sort of mark. Leicester get a big point on their way to staying in the Premier League. I think, however, Fulham are going to win, and I think Leicester are in real danger of being relegated. I'm going to go Fulham 2, Leicester 0. Goals from Vinicius. I think he looked good against City. Well taken goal as well. And Willian, he's back from suspension, correct? So I'll back him to get a goal as well. Gotta love Willian. Fantastic player. Up next then, 5:30 on the Monday, Brighton versus Everton. Brighton are having a fantastic season. They've just torn apart. Well, we haven't seen the United game, so they may well have won that. But if not, their last game was Wolves, a 6-0 thrashing of Wolverhampton Wanderers. And now Everton, just as we mentioned with that Leicester game, a disappointing draw last time out. They're not playing well at the moment. At the start of Sean Dyche's tenure, they've got some decent results. Now they've dropped off. Do you think Everton have a chance here, or are Brighton just too good? Are Deserby's men going to steamroll them?
I mean, their second side won 6-0 at Wolves last week. And Everton, again, were really woeful against Leicester and probably got a bit lucky that Jordan Pickford saved James Maddison's penalty. We saw Calvert-Lewin miss a sitter. I won't go 6. I'll go 4. And it'll be goals from Welbeck, Matoma, March and McAllister.
All the goals for Brighton then. Everyone getting involved. I will go a slightly less comfortable 2-0 victory. I think Wolves are defensively horrendous and mentality-wise they fall apart. Everton are a lot more solid at the back. I think they take longer to break down, and Pickford's a very good goalkeeper.
Yeah.
So I think, therefore, Brighton will struggle a little bit more to break them down. Eventually, they will break through, though, and it's going to be a meet 'em a double to hand a comfy 2-0 victory to Brighton. I don't think Everton will have many chances to speak of. Maybe Calvert-Lewin will miss another sitter. Who knows? Up next, then, the last game of Game Week 35, and it's going to be a tasty one. Nottingham Forest host Southampton. Southampton rooted to the bottom of the Premier League table, and they will be relegated should they suffer a defeat here, I believe. Nottingham Forest, on the other hand, if they win, well, that could go a long way to keeping them in the Premier League. How do you think this game is going to pan out?
What a game this is. What a game this is. And I feel this will be the game that all but confirms Southampton playing Championship football next year.
I think it can confirm, can't it? Because if Forest win and West Ham win, and depends on the Leeds, Leicester and Everton results.
I'm going to say 1-0 Nottingham Forest and Southampton to be down. And it'll be a goal through Brennan Johnson. Big win for Forest. Big win.
That'd be a big 3 points. At home, I hold a similar line of thinking. I think there'll be a Nottingham Forest big comfortable victory. 3-0 though I'm going to go. I think Southampton look devoid of confidence, devoid of hope.
They know. I think they know they're down.
They're not a great side, are they? And it takes... Relegation scrap take a strong-willed team, not a young team with inexperience and lack of, mentality. Yeah, exactly. And Ruben Salas is hardly the coach to lead them to survival. I think they're pretty much submitted to defeat at this point. And I don't think they'll do better. I think Championship will be good for them because they've got a good young side that can play some good football down there. Right. So I'll go Nottingham Forest 3, Southampton 0. Goals from Brennan Johnson, Morgan Gibbs-White, and Neco Williams. Fair enough. Impressive this season. He's going to do it anyway. Right. Aurier in his place, right? Yeah. Hopefully. If not, whoever the hell's going to play right back, I don't care who it is, he's bagging a goal. Big up the Nottingham Forest third choice right back if you're watching. But yeah, very interesting game week. That game week 35, I'm sure you guys will have some very interesting comments on our predictions and also your own predictions. I want to see them down there in the YouTube comment section. If you're listening on whatever audio platform you happen to listen to us on, then hit whatever good buttons do good things. I know on Spotify you can download, rate the show, add to episodes, and follow. I don't know much about other streaming platforms, but yeah, other podcast platforms. But yeah, do all good things to help the show grow. And of course, if you want to hop on over to the YouTube and get involved there, then make sure to do so. The community is growing here. We've got a load of new members, and a short little announcement at the end of this video. We should have a Discord coming soon. So if you want to get more involved with the community, then look out for announcements regarding that. But that's all from us today. Thank you all very much for watching or listening, and we will see you next time.
See ya.